Nigerians are expected to seek out the best.
2 words to describe the activity. The Yoruba Unity Forum is conducted.
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa, we break the news. Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV Primetime
Our
News.
24-hour news station.
As mixed reactions trail the postponement of the 2015 general elections and the reason INEC gave for such, Mr. President has come up, of course, to shed more light on certain developing issues and stories ahead of the 2015 general election. Of course, he touched on the issue of postponement of this election and why it is important and pertinent at this time. He touched on insecurity in the Northeast. He also mentioned a bit about the Chibok girls, saying that I believe now that we are working with Chad and Cameroon. In the next few weeks, the story of the Chibok girls will change. And it goes ahead to also touch on some mapped out strategies that the Nigerian military is working on with the Nigerian neighbors and the possibility and the expectation that certain areas will be combed at this time. Mr. President also mentioned about the issue of corruption and stealing. He says that he only quoted a statement by a former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Dahiru Mustafa, during a meeting he held with stakeholders on how to fight corruption. Jonathan insisted that many social vices are being wrongly referred to as corruption. He cited an example that people could be easily isolated or lynched if they are called thieves, rather than being referred to as being corrupt. He also touched on attacks on his convoy, campaign funding, and other issues. On the show this morning, we are discussing matters arising as regards the presidential media chart, and I'm joined by Barrister WALE. OGUNADE is a legal practitioner, a human rights activist, as well as being the president of Voters Awareness Initiative. Good morning and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Nigerians. Good morning.
Let's start from some developing stories as regards the major reasons behind the elections postponement. Initially, what we got from INEC was that advice from security agencies was rife that the cloud was not clear enough for an election at these trying times of our nation's history. But Mr. President seemed to give us another shade of light to it, because he says that, of course, we have Boko Haram at one hand, but he also made mention of the uneven distribution of PVCs, which has its own security threat. What are your thoughts along this line?
You see, government institutions have the duty of informing and dishing information and dishing out information honestly and truthfully to the people. If government institutions don't do that, then there will not be any trust in the government institution. One will expect that there will be one central clearinghouse. If they see that they are confused, there will be a central clearinghouse to giving information to the people. It's unfortunate that we had a different thing from Jega. We had a different thing from the president, that's Jonathan. Of course, we heard something else from, what's it now, the NSA, that's Dasuki Sambo. And of course, from the ruling party itself, we've been hearing various things. And it does not augur well for the country. It's unfortunate that this is what has happened. Like in the media chat, the president was saying that he did not know about the poll shift. That's not fair. Some people have now started coming out, particularly the PDP and the presidency, to now start castigating Jega. It's not fair.
But wouldn't you say that certain statistics that Mr. President gave was relevant? For instance, it says that as at the time INEC shifted that election, only about 34% of registered voters in Lagos had gotten their PVCs, if that election went ahead, over 60% might have been disenfranchised.
That's what I'm saying. Jega told us that the poll shift was as a result of security reasons. The president came out to say it's as a result of poor distribution of PVCs. Which one do you want us to believe? Why put us in this stress?
You work closely with INEC. Would you say that INEC was well prepared for the February 14 election?
Obviously, INEC is not well prepared. I've said it on this platform and several other platforms. I knew that this is what will happen. I knew that this is what will happen in terms of their inability to meet up. But then, we've gotten to that level. What I'm saying is that information should be churned out to people for us to know the truth of the matter. Not deception. You don't turn all these things to politics because it doesn't take us anywhere. Because what they are doing now is they've destroyed the military. They've destroyed the SSS by politicizing it. The other day, the SSS says they went and raided the APC office, that they are busy cloning PVCs and so on. Jega came and said, no, nobody tried to hack into our system. Are they not conflicting information? And here we are now again on this issue of the truth coming out. Tell us what is on ground. Majority of Nigerians know that indeed INEC has not been able to meet up. Because if many people have not gotten their PVCs, it's a dent on the elections. One will expect that they will come out and say, yes, INEC has not been able, or INEC to come out and say we are not able to meet up because so number of people have not gotten it. We have these challenges. That's why we are shifting. Know that we've been overwhelmed. It's quite clear that they've been overwhelmed because in the 2011 general elections, people were not disinterested in voting. But 2015, thank God for activities of people like us. Thank God for all the media activities. Thank God for talk shows like this. Thank God for the awareness level. Thank God for the staggered elections that we've had. By staggered election now, I mean the various governorship elections that are taking place all over the country. With that, people now look at it that indeed the power of the vote is very, very important. That indeed the vote can count now. And of course, it's quite exciting to the youths that we see on air now that are showing on the picture. The youths are now interested that, yes, we too want to partake in it. If they say the future belongs to us, then let us put our destiny in our own hands. So they too are in their groups. They want to get involved. And most of them who got registered in November, December, too want to express themselves. So if that's it, then definitely there's something to work with. And one will expect that, indeed, the government agency saddled with such a responsibility is giving all the support to ensure that everything goes on well. As we are talking now, if you remember, some 4 weeks ago or so, yes, on the 7th of, no, on the 7th of, yeah, 4 weeks ago, on the 7th of January, a group I lead called the Democratic Court Group, a coalition of civil societies, we came out with a press conference wherein we said that this card reader, has it been tested? Those to use the card reader, has they been trained? Have they been trained? And they said they want to use 750,000 people and so workers. So have there been adequate training for them? Let them test run these card readers and so on, so that on election day it doesn't fail. And we were talking from the hindsight of history, because in 2011, when they were registering, or 2010, when they were registering people with the capturing machine, data capturing machine, we saw how those ones were collapsing all over. I was one of those who used in fact, I went to buy this small generator called I Better Pass My Neighbor, so as to power at my own cost to ensure that those machines function. Nobody gave me any money for it. I'm not campaigning for that. But the issue is that all these issues should be on ground. All this, they should have been solved. And since they have gotten a 6 weeks extension, one will expect that every one of them will put their hands on deck to ensure that there is no more noise.
In the media chat, Mr. President categorically says that if the election doesn't favor him, that he will hand over. Would you call that a right step in the right direction, at least to water down all of the tensions?
Well, I analyze the statement of the president, and I look at it that he wasn't that forthcoming. But be that as it may, it has helped to douse tension in the land. At least he made some serious statements, which I want to believe that the president knows that he will be taken for his word. Because his words are law. I'm a lawyer, and I know that once I'm before a judge, anything that that judge says becomes law automatically. Anything he says becomes law. I mean a judge. In fact, we have taken it to a level that we say that even if a judge drinks burukutu, to my people who live in the Benue area know what I'm talking about, burukutu. It's a local drink, a local gin that intoxicates very well. If he drinks that drink and goes to his seat as a judge and sit down and said, yes, by virtue of the argument presented by counsel on learned counsel for the defendants, I hereby hold and I hereby dismiss all arguments set up by the counsel to the defendant, to the plaintiff. And in line with this, I hereby order that so be done. Cost is awarded for 10,000 naira against it. So I so hold. That becomes the law. And where am I going? The president, anything he says must be taken for granted. If the president will use this statement, this media chart, for us to have confidence in government officials, that whatever we hear from them is the truth, will be sacrosanct, then let's it. Now I'm talking about sacrosanct. The statement by the president that those election dates cannot move and the handover date cannot change. If they are, to me, they have doused the political tension in the land. If you go to on social media, you know that there is so much tension in there. Then the most important thing about the statement about Jega, I guess it has really, really helped. If those are the only thing the man has said, I will even forgive him for the other things that he did not say or he was trying to evade.
You know, he also made mention about certain aspects of the issue of security. He says there are two aspects to the issue of insecurity. The first is Boko Haram, and the second is the threat factor in the country. Would you say that security agencies prior to this time have done well enough to, you know, battle this threat factor, so to speak?
Again, on this platform, this station, I remember maybe 3 months ago or 4 months ago, I remember, I can't know, maybe you are the one who granted the interview or with Sheyi Martins. And I said that to me, government should just go to Sambisa forest and bring the whole place down. Because that's it, when they were talking about ceasefire or negotiating with them, I said it can't work. Because the Boko Haram mass have already made up their mind on what they want to do. They've already told us that they are out to take over the northern part of the country. And the only way is to stop them on their tracks. And that's what they are just doing some few days ago now, out of desperation, as I'll say. But be that as it may, the principle is better late than never. So the issue of security, to me, government played lackadaisical with it. This is a group that started as a ragtag group, an unknown group that once they carry out one little operation, they will run back to the bushes. Now they have now become so bolden that they are taking 14 local governments in Nigeria. That's some big area. They are now so bolden now that they have now have the effrontery, the temerity, the audacity to start attacking other countries using Nigeria as their launch pad. They now attack Benin Republic or Cameroon. They attack Cameroon, they are attacking Niger and Chad. It's because they have been treated with kid gloves all along. So, to me, it's a security issue that the security people know. But from our own ragtag idea, we know that if you allow an injury to fester, before you know it, it will take over all the body. It will become a big wound, a small sore. And that's what has happened with the Boko Haram thing.
What about those verbal threats and hate speeches, even from politicians themselves?
Those ones, unfortunately, has happened. They took it too far. You see, it's politics, as they say. But I hope now that all of those who are involved now, maybe they've realized it and they have gone withdrawn their they've gone on. They've reduced that tension. They've reduced their activity, and in essence, they have seen that it takes them nowhere. Because I tell you, the hate speeches have really been. What has it happened? The principle in Yoruba is that what have we carried? What have we taken? And what are you throwing back at us? What is the problem? So ordinarily, the hate speeches have been able to elicit tension and to some extent elicit sympathy. If some people are saying that if somebody wins or he loses, that he's not going to leave the office, then what sort of government are they planning? Is it warcracy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy. That's crazy. You can't say that, because the principle is that we all agreed that there must be an election. There will be a loser and there must be a winner. So if some people now say win or lose, we are going to take it. Lose, even if we lose, we are not going to leave. Then that's not fair. They are not promoting democracy. And of course, it will cause wahala. So the only way to avoid it is for all the principal actors, and I guess they have spoken to their people, because there is no more speeches that are now more inflammatory. What we have now are trying to denigrate people, which is okay. If you say, yes, I'm a thief, okay. But for you to say that, no, that you kill me, no, or that I have been doing this before, I've been sleeping with some people's wife, no. Then there must be a level of politics. You don't turn everything to politics that, yes, I'm not caring enough. No.
Let's consider the legal implication of having some local government not under the direct rule of the federal government, because Mr. President was hopeful that this 6 weeks will be enough to take over the 14 local government areas. Are those also, what relevance do they have to the present provision of the electoral law?
Well, there are 774 local governments in Nigeria. I want to be very, very generous, seriously generous. Let's assume that the 14 local governments taking over constitutes 10%, which is not. And if we look at it, Section 132 of the 1999, particularly Section 134 of the 1999 Constitution, makes a provision that for anybody to be elected into the office of the president, he must score 25% in 2/3 of Nigeria. And 2/3 of Nigeria means 36 states of Nigeria. And again, if I want to be generous, seriously generous, I know that 2/3 of 36 is 24. But let's assume I want to be generous, that I make it 30. And how many states are under the control of the insurgents? Just 3. So it has no significance to electing the officer, the office of the president. Take it anywhere. Take it anywhere. If they go to any court of law, once that simple constitutional provisions is met, that yes, only 3 states are not able to be involved in election, and that is more than 2/3 of the country, then definitely, if you can get 25% in 2/3, that's what the Constitution says. So I know that 3 states is not when it comes to this. But then I want to even take the argument further. That let's assume now that on the first ballot there is no the election is not there is no clear winner. Then we'll now look at a rerun and all. But again, where I'm even going again is that let's assume that in 6 weeks there's nothing, they are not able to conquer the Boko Haram people. They can continue with the election. They will look at it that, okay, after the 6 weeks, after the elections for the general country, then let us now move all the military forces to this security-prone area of 3 states and now see how we conduct the elections there. It's a simple thing. I don't know. Government is as simple as ABC, I tell you. It's as simple as that. Okay, I come to this studio once in a while. I go to many studios. I go to various public companies. Like yesterday, I had an issue with my client had issue with one big multinational corporation in Nigeria. And we went there. The place is okay. You see that, yes, the place is working. Well, why is it it's only government that is not working? Why is it that only government, this place is working? You are here on your beat on a regular basis. The AC are working. As I was walking in now, I saw that some people are working on the AC. The lights are there. Everything is working. Thank God for you that you can buy a generator, since the power holding that have held their power. It's only in Nigeria that things don't work the way it should work in government. In our private homes, you don't see wahala. People, the father knows that he will put money on the table for his children to eat, food for his children to
About
eat.
things working, wouldn't this be relative to perception? Because that's exactly what Mr. President talked about when he was asked about the Chibok girls. You know, he also talked about the 9/11 incident in the United States. That how many Americans did you see on international media condemning and criticizing the federal government?
I wish that those media people, DG and is there this one, who are all these ladies, the people there will ask him, Mr. President, the situation, if Obama tells us something, we will agree. The other day, I can't remember the part of America that they have some oil spillage. Obama immediately went there, swam in that water, after they have done the clearing and so on, swam in that water and drank water from that place to give the people assurance that all is well. Talking about Chibok girls, I heard the president mentioning France. The man rallied the people around him immediately 2 days after the event. Let's look at issues frankly. You can't compare. There is no basis for comparison, because here is leadership by precept, not by example. There it's leadership by example. The places that the president referred to, they're led by example. They are talking about in Britain, they are talking about the 9/11. We saw how the American leader rallied the people around him. Here it's not done.
But would you say that the Nigerian...
Initially, it was the APC people that were supporting that. By that statement alone, you have put wahala on ground.
Would you say that this administration has gotten the required support that it needs from the Nigerian people?
That's what I'm saying.
Because especially when we talk on issues like this,
the government, let's be real, let's call a spade a spade. It starts from even this recent issue of postponement of the election. We saw how it all started, like a joke, Dasuki's kite, and here we are today. It has thrown spanners in the works, and people are jittery. People care. They have less faith in the government. So that type of attitude, I just want to bring back our memory. Let me push it a little bit. In March last year, some young lads were called to Abuja National Stadium looking for a job. What did they give them in return? Debt. As I'm talking to today, it has not been addressed. So if government makes statement, people will take it with a pinch of salt. So, but let's assume in a country that government is serious with activities. Don't forget, during the Occupy Nigeria thing, the government came out, one of the palliative measures is that we'll flood Nigeria with buses to reduce the effect of the price increase. As I'm talking to you now, maybe the first set of 30 buses or 50 buses, let's even give it to them that they bought 600 buses. But I don't think I see, if there is no such bus in Lagos, then I don't know where those buses will be.
Let me open the phone lines now and find out what the viewers really have to say as regards this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Abdulaziz. I'm calling from Ilori.
All right, Abdulaziz, go ahead with the contribution.
Yeah, thank you, Nifemi. My greetings goes to the man in the studio. I so much appreciate his analysis anytime he's on studio.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but I need to comment on the media that Mr. President had with Nigerians yesterday. But to my greatest surprise, as the analysts have earlier said, when questions of security are being so sorry to use that word, they feel so relaxed in answering questions of international tragedy. For God's sake, when you see General Buhari yesterday on the CNN with Amapo, you see how General Buhari speak on security with facts. He speaks with firm face. We are not jubilating, not coming back of our Chibok girls. But anytime Mr. President wants to speak on issue of security, please, Mr. Precious should henceforth speak with tragedy. Speak with sympathy. These are some of those qualities Nigerians have not seen in Mr. President and are clamoring for change. I will tell you this fact. Some people did not have the qualities of analyzing issues, even on the media. And Mr. President has even said nothing. Thank you very much, Ethan.
Well, Abdulaziz, thank you too for calling. Is it a function of emotions or a function of doing the job? if you grow angry in the front of camera, does it really equate to functionality as a leader, so to speak?
It's about your totality. That your emotion will determine the thing you do. Your emotion goes with your passion and your ability to deliver. You can't take it away. You are you, and it is you that does the job. You are given a responsibility as the anchorman of this program.
Just a minute, Barrister.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Yeah, how are you today? What's your name?
I'm fine. My name is Israel, calling from Lekki.
All right, Israel, go ahead with your contribution, please.
Yeah, in response to your question on the president, you saw him yesterday on the media chat. You see, we are talking about a charismatic leader. The countries he referred to, you can see their president, the body language. And that's what the last caller was harping on. The body language must be there. That you can do. You show by the body language. You have what your guest has just told you. Obama has to swim in the political river that has been show the people. The Chiba guys were missing. President wants us to rally around him, but they are busy accusing themselves. If everything is this.
Just a minute, Israel.
A government that cannot take us, carry us along totally.
Hello,
They can't
Israel.
trust them. The average American want to drive for America because they trust their leaders. So until we begin to trust our leaders, because they tell us the truth, we can't go nowhere. That's the problem we're seeing. Look at the president yesterday asked a question about those threatening in the South, the boys. See the way he answered that question. I expected the president to have said, I didn't send them. And if they do that, it's a criminal in front of me. And they'll face the consequences. But yeah, president, that's right, this one is not the president. You should leave us alone. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Israel, for your contribution. He mentioned Barack Obama. To be frank, Barrister, do we have any between these two major candidates in the order of the charisma of Barack Obama?
No, they can't be a Barack Obama. They can't be.
Because they talk about charisma.
No,
they talk
obviously,
about passion.
President Jonathan has his own type charisma. Buhari has his own type of charisma. Obama has his own type of charisma. Now, let us look at it. The system in America is different from the system in Nigeria. And I thank God that many people who are calling in have realized this. We cannot be what we are not. In Nigeria, this is the way we do things. We just try to politicize everything, which should not be. So that's why the leadership comes from. But if we have a strong leader who has a very strong background, and that's why this same Obama was talking about not building strong men, but strong institutions. If we have these strong institutions, you will need how they will move along the line of delivery.
That's all right. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to Call Digest. Can you turn down the volume of your TV set?
Sorry?
I need you to turn down the volume of your TV set. Can you do that for me?
Okay, I thought I've done it.
Beautiful. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Elder P.C. Okoro from Owerri, Imo State.
Elder Okoro from Owerri.
Yes,
How are you today, Elder?
I'm all right. What of you?
I am terrific. Go ahead with your contribution, please.
Okay. I got to make the contribution.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, we are seeing Nigeria. You are Nigeria. Myself, I'm Nigeria. But what in this country marveled me even from other countries, even from neighboring countries. So I want Nigerians to know that Nigeria is not one man or two-man organization. It's the Nigeria born by Nigerians. Like myself, I was born here in Nigeria. So what my contribution now is this. A nation has come again. What I want to say is that the person who will lead Nigeria must be a person who will stand and even global say talking. People will listen to the person other things. The person, okay, here in Imo State, or where I was during December time, some people were returning from their Lagos, Abuja. They stopped at the Weather Road, buying something from me. I'm a dealer of Mukafo. So I asked him, are you coming from our Lagos, Abuja with your car? He said, yes. I said, what was that for a dangerous place? He said, all those places are now good. That we need to thank our president. Now, what I'm saying is that this is my first time. When I was small, I'm on my 60s now. When I was small, I used to see train, locomotive. But when I travel, I see better train where people park their car. I travel and come back to car. Now, it has been happening in this country. Who made it? Is it not the present government? So what I'm saying is that let us look something which will hold its hand for better.
It's all right. I believe you made your point, Elder Okoro. Thank you for your contribution. We'll take a commercial break now, and we'll be back with more. Don't go away.
Which person can you carry?
And we now for MTN
Catch Quest. You see the look? Plenty people don't they win 10 million naira every week and 1 million naira every day. To win, just dial *170# for free and correct a who go with you. Whether that TV or generator or phone, you fit win all for free every day.
MTN, everywhere you go.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digi360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emotan of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.